it's like a puzzle piece. You know what I'm saying? It's like a long ass puzzle piece though, but you're trying to fit every puzzle piece in until you finally got the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? And it's done. So you just gotta keep going. Sometimes you never know how long it's gonna take, but thing is, you don't quit though. If this something you love to do, you don't quit. You know what I'm saying? And if it was easy, everybody would do it.
On my $1,000,000 hustle. It's
The $1,000,000 Hustle Podcast, where we keep it real, I stated entrepreneurship wisdom. Learn to think like a millionaire and hustle like you're broke. Here's your host, Billy the Kid, aka Billionaire.
like a millionaire and hustle like you broke. This free game to change your life, you better so. Think like a millionaire and hustle like you broke.
Welcome to the $1,000,000 Hustle Podcast, baby. It is your boy Billy the Kid, aka Biddy K, aka Billionaire in this mug. Man, had a great day today. It's been dope, man. We obviously, you already know who I just got done interviewing, man. There was a lot of great conversation in that, man. I honestly can't wait to listen to it myself. But we just got done wrapping up that interview, man. Shout out to my boy Kap G, man. Honestly, dope ass interview for sure, man. And those are the conversations I love to have, as y'all know, man. Those of you who listen to the podcast, those deep conversations, man. Those uncomfortable conversations, right? Things that we should talk about, and hopefully somebody listening, even if it's just that one person that will listen to this and do something about it, right? Do something with it. Again, guys, you listen to this podcast, every episode is like a book, and this was no different, guys. This episode right here, you follow through with the stuff that Kap G was talking about, man, and you gonna do what you're gonna do. You're gonna get somewhere in life, and yeah, it was dope, man. We just came back from the show too. Kap G had a show, and killed it. He did his thing. We went out there, and then from there we just came back to the studio. Before the show, we were in the studio for a few hours, man. And shout out to Kap G for the patience. We talked about it on the podcast. We did 2 songs together. There's a track called the single called Gucci Chanclas. Man, I've had that song for a couple months, a few months, and so yeah, as soon as we talked about doing the song together, man, I was like, yeah, this one is it, and yeah, he dug it, and he killed it, man. He dropped a fire verse. I can't wait for you guys to listen to that, or it might be out maybe by the time this interview drops. So either way, go check that out if while you're listening to this interview, the Gucci Chanclas featuring my boy Kap G. And then the dope thing, guys, too, is we also dropped a Spanish song. It's another banger that I had recorded, and it's called Racas. And matter of fact, it's a Spanish track, and Kap G did a Spanish verse on that mug, man. So I can't wait for you guys to listen to that, because we talked about it, and I'm pretty sure I can sit here and say that he hasn't done a full Spanish verse, so that was dope. At least in some hip hop stuff. But yeah, man, and it's cool right now that Kap G left. He said we had a productive day, and it's so crazy. It was a long day, but it's dope because none of us, now that he said that, it just made me think, dang, we did have a productive day. We did a lot. We did the 2 songs, and then we did the podcast, and he did the show. Guys, that's what it's about. And then when you love what you do, man, it doesn't feel like work, and that's I had fun, and I mean, I had him try some pupusas, and he's had him before, but just out here in my town and shit. So, but yeah, man, it was a cool last day, man. I can't complain. So again, just do what you love, and it's not gonna feel like work, and you could really, guys, live the life of your dreams, and that's what we're talking about on this podcast. So I can't wait for you guys to check this interview, man, and just I can't wait for you guys to listen to the song. So go check it out. Gucci Chanclas featuring Kap G, and then Rakas featuring Kap G. It's out on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, anywhere else music is available. Also, guys, don't forget, grab a copy of my book, The Power of Being Uncomfortable. It is out everywhere. It is on Audible as well, and me being a music artist, I did something a little different on the audio version, the audiobook, so go listen to that out on everywhere audiobooks are available. Audible is one of the apps you could listen to it. And if you want an autographed copy, go to BillyTheKid.com, and I'm going to autograph it and send it to you. If you don't want it autographed, again, you already know, shame on you for not wanting it autographed. But you could go to BarnesandNoble.com. You could order it from Amazon. Shoot, I'm even on Walmart.com. I mean, just order the damn book, man. The message is in there, and it is truly something that, again, you follow through, man, and your life will change. That's all I'm doing, man. I'm just hustling to inspire. I just want to tell you guys that if I could do all the stuff that I'm doing, man, anybody can. Don't you ever let anybody tell you otherwise. So, but yeah, man, otherwise, I think I'm ready to dive in. And actually, just real quick, I know I had mentioned a little bit about we actually broke ground on the house that we're building, man. I'll give you guys a little more updates later. Overall, though, if you are a local investor, hit us up for real estate funding. So if you need some funding for your next flip, for your next project in real estate, hit us up, man. We could figure stuff out, private lending. So just hit us up. New Era Construction LLC.net. Shout out. And that's all I got, man. I'm just ready to dive in. Make sure you guys follow the podcast anywhere podcasts are available. We are there. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, we're literally anywhere podcasts are available. And then my YouTube. If you guys just subscribe to my YouTube, I'm doing some vlogs. Matter of fact, I had a little bit of behind the scenes of the stuff that we did today. So go check that out and subscribe to the channel. But enough of that. Check out my music too. Spotify, while you're at it, might as well follow me as well. Check out my music on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, anywhere music is available. I'm there, baby. But enough of that, man. I'm ready. I want to listen to this interview myself. So without further ado, man, here is the young legend, Kap G, baby. Let's get it. Vamonos. Welcome to the $1 Million Hustle Podcast, baby. It is your boy, Billy the Kid, a.k.a. Biddy K, a.k.a. Billionaire. Y'all, I'm super excited right now. I got a legend from ATL in the building right now, and I can't wait to hear some of the wisdom this young man has, man. Like, he's killing it with the music and with business. So with that being said, man, Kap G, how you doing, bro?
What it do, my boy? I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Man, thank you for coming through, bro. We just came back from the show in Lincoln, Nebraska, at the Bourbon Theater, and it was popping, man. That thing was popping. You killed the show, bro.
Appreciate it, Brody.
So to get started, bro, usually what I do at the beginning of the show is, like, if you could tell us, where are you from? Like, where were you born? And even just your family, just real quick, where were you born?
So I'm born in Atlanta, GA. Shout out to Wikipedia. Y'all need to change my Wikipedia because I think they got me like I'm from Long Beach. Shout out to Long Beach though, but yeah, I ain't from there. And my family from Mexico, from Guerrero, Mexico. Yeah.
And how was it growing up, bro? Like, cause you got a couple brothers. Do you have sisters?
Yeah, I got one sister, 4 brothers. There's like 6 of us.
Yeah. Okay. And like growing up, bro, how was it? Your dad was in the picture. Like, how was that? All that?
Shit, growing up, like I was the youngest, so a lot of stuff that my mom, my dad, and even like the higher ups, like my older brothers and stuff. A lot of stuff I ain't really had to see, you know what I'm saying? Um, so it was just you know, I always looked at everything as joy, you know what I'm saying? Everything was good. I had a wonderful mom, you know, who worked her ass off. Well, I don't know how she got, you know, the money she got, but she always put food on the table. You know, I had same with my pops, you know what I'm saying, did whatever it takes, you know, working whatever job he could take. And my bros, you know, it's not really common a lot of times for your bros, you know, to have your back like that and take care of you like they your you know, like they your pops and all even all my brothers, you know, they looked at me like, you know, like I was their son. So, you know, me being the youngest. So, you know, besides that shit, it's just typical, you know what I'm saying? But then it's not typical because I am from the south side of Atlanta, College Park, to be exact. And I guess as a Latino, as a Mexican, you know, that ain't no, you know, that's not really typical. You know, I had a different lifestyle, especially just going to places like L.A., going to West Coast, going to Texas. Like I just grew up a lot different, you know, and it made me who I am today.
And I would love to ask you, bro, because I feel like you there's a lot of division going on, is what I'll say. Because being from like where I'm at right now in Nebraska, man, we've been chopping it up, and I told you that it's like a mixture out here, right? Like we got all kinds of people. Like I mean, shoot, my best friend is black. You know what I mean? Like, and he's actually shout out to my homeboy right here. Like we go way back, and it, I don't think people understand because they don't understand that it's like a whole other vibe. Like every region that you go to, you become basically a product of that. And just because you're Mexican, it doesn't mean that like you grew up in ATL and that's all you know. You know what I mean? Like I'm from El Salvador, bro, and shit, like I'm a Husker fan now. You know what I mean? Like it's just you just become like as long obviously if you're keeping it real, you just become where you're at. Like it's so especially there's a lot of like artists that will even just bring up the whole N word. You can't be saying that. Like what's your perspective on that, bro?
I just speak from where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, and I think that's their politics, you know what I'm saying. Where I'm from, you know, I ain't gonna lie. Me and my friends, I obviously, you know, I have respect to not say it around people I don't know, but me and my friends, you know what I'm saying, my homies, we say it, you know what I'm saying, because they come to my house, you know, they we grew up together. They eat my mom Mexican food. They see my culture. You know what I'm saying? It just all love, and we don't really look at it like that. But I do have respect to not say it around people I don't know because I don't never want to offend anybody. You know. But with me and my friends, that's just you know they'll be like, if I brought my friends right now, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, I don't give a fuck. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's a brotherhood between us. You know.
Love it, man.
South Mexicans different, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
For sure, bro. Love it. And I would love to ask you, bro. Eh, and actually, since we're at the beginning of your story, let me ask you this: like, where did the whole rapping came about? Like, what age did you get that itch, and then like why?
Well, I think probably like I don't know how old I was like in high school, but like maybe like the ninth grade, and you know I think Atlanta we just it's full of talent there, man, and you know I've been kind of you know rap for fun to myself, you know, and you know when you growing up, you kind of don't stuff that people don't really see like that. You're not gonna have the most confidence to just, you know, unless you that type of person. I know I ain't had that much confidence to tell people like, oh yeah, I want to rap. And I think a lot of people my age, we just all started doing it. And as I seen other people doing it, it just made me comfortable. And it just became a whole big wave, you know, with my generation coming up. And that's how you got, to be honest, a lot of the stars you have now. you know, in the A.
Mm.
But that's how I became. That's how I chose it, or how it chose me.
And maybe moving a little bit forward, how did you and Pharrell hook up? Like, how did that happen?
Well, I not to go too deep into it, but I got signed by by A&R at a label. His name was KP, Juan Prather, and shout out to him, the big bro, and he just, when you gonna work with a lot of people, but he's not. I guess he's not. He's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Dungeon Family, um, just done so much. You got to check his resume, and Pharrell was one of his good friends, and I had the blessing to be able to be in front of him and show him my talents in music and work with him, and he just and from there, me and Pharrell, our work relationship just happened. He kind of just fucked it with the energy I was bringing, with what I was bringing to the music game.
And kind of you brought up like signing, bro. You were signed to Atlantic. Like, what's the difference between then and just being independent now? Because I see you putting out more. Like, you've been putting a lot of work lately, bro. Like all the music videos, singles, album. I mean, you've been putting a lot of work lately. What's and even just for any youngsters listening, like, what would you say? Just that both sides, right? Like the indie and then getting signed.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'll just say, for me, you gotta do what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Because what works for me might not work for you. But I think it was just like I don't. I definitely I ain't got nothing really bad to say about a major label. You know what I'm saying? I just think it was just my time. I already did what I had to do, and it was my time to start eating on my own, and and that's when I just, I was obviously, I was broke, I signed, and I ain't really know about the business, but as you start, going up and learn about the business, I'm like, I bet so I went independent because, because the business, and then also just, it kind of, sometimes it's a lot of politics in the label. You can't, it might be, you can't drop when you want, you know what I'm saying? And it just become a little too businessy, and I don't know, like I ain't really like that, especially like as I was going up, like I'm like, man, I'm trying to feed the fans, and I like being independent because I could just always drop music whenever I want. I ain't gotta wait on nobody, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting all the money that come to it now, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I paid my dues to coming up. Now it's, shit, it's time to eat the whole pie.
Mm.
To somebody who might be listening, I think it's just about what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like a label, they're like they got so many connections. Especially major labels. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like they believe in you, it it could go the right way for you. It probably could. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it won't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta be willing to take the chance, and then sometimes you might not want to do it. You might be like, nah, like I'm worth this. It's just about what you believe in. You gotta stand on what you believe in. But like I said, I'm not against the label. It just depends what path you want to take. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not against it. A label can be good. You know what I'm saying? But you can go independent too. Just depends what you want to do.
And I definitely, one of the things I always say, business, music, anything you want to do, if you're just gonna like half-ass something, you got to be ready to at least do 5 to 10 years, is what I always say. Like, no matter what it is. And with that being said, what are like maybe three major differences that now that you're independent, where maybe it's been a little bit easier on you and then a little bit harder? What are like three things you could give us?
Easier. I think. I guess the easy part of it is it's easy for me to put out music. And I think the harder part of it is just uh the harder part of it is obviously, you gotta come out your pocket with everything. You gotta have your own shit. You gotta have your own whether it's a studio, um, if you're getting somebody mix and master, producers, you know what I'm saying? I recommend just building your team up because, you know what I'm saying, you gonna win. It's better to win with them and you just, y'all win together and you save a lot more money too because this game it could get expensive. It's very expensive. You want to be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? You paying for beats, studio time, gotta be fresh as hell. Might want to get a chain, it just expensive. So, I recommend building with people, you know what I'm saying? Not just so I build with a lot of producers. I build got my own studio, like I said, my own label. I do everything for me. And I think that's the hardest part though. That'll be the hardest part, just doing everything. It's like you being your boss, but it's worth it though. So that's a good thing. But that just, that's the hardest part. You doing everything. It ain't no more like help, no more departments. Somebody working in this department who gonna do market your music here and this department, they gonna make your cover art. This department over here, they gonna tell you when it's gonna drop, like you doing it yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And is there anything that you, besides obviously the talent, like recording your music and all that, is there anything else that you like in the industry, like whether it's maybe editing photos or just anything like that?
That I like to do.
Mm-hmm. Besides just like creating the music, maybe cover art or videos.
Videos, I say videos. Most of all the videos I drop now, like I kind of come up with all the visions for it. Whatever you call that, I come up with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's really all though. I try to put more all my time into the music, focusing on the music. I actually obviously like when I used to really be on the grind, like I used to learn how to do a lot of the stuff, but I don't know, I just don't really be having inspiration to do that, like making my own cover arts, trying to if it's making my own beats or whatever, I be just trying to put all my focus into rapping and the music, making sure that's that's good, that's all.
Man,
Can't can't do everything sometimes.
that's so true because there's I think in any business, honestly, those of you who are listening, like in any business, you actually get burnt down if you do everything. So like the construction company, I don't get my hands dirty. I mean, I'm there's days where I come home dusty or something, but you have to be able to learn how to put the right people right in motion. So like cover art, like I don't mix my own music, for example. It's something that calls my attention, but I know for a fact that if I want to move a little forward, then pay an engineer to do what they do best. So it sounds like you're in the right track with that. I love that.
Yeah. And I mean, if you can, don't get me wrong, exactly what you said. And if you can do it, that's just a plus for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can mix and master your stuff, do it. You know what I'm saying? That we definitely not saying not to, but just saying, for me, I don't really want to be. I don't want to record myself. I don't want to do that because I'm just not in that place. You know what I'm saying? But everybody different.
And it's so funny since we're in the subject. It's I feel like everything is simple, right? Like, let me get in the studio. It sounds simple, but it's not easy. And even matter of fact, we were recording earlier, and my computer just like tripped out. we got Gucci Chanclas, man, dropping a brand new single, and it's so crazy. It seems like things just those of you who are listening, just know that it never gets easier. Like I feel like people forget this is a journey. Like you have to really love what you do, and otherwise you're just gonna have headaches because you have to enjoy the good and the bad. I'm sure you've had some instances where things just don't go your way, but you have to keep pushing. Like what keeps you motivated? Like what do you tell yourself whenever them days where you might even consider giving up? Yo, we'll be right back to this great episode of the $1 Million Hustle podcast. Before we continue, I want you to go grab a copy of my book, The Power of Being Uncomfortable. It is out on Amazon. It is out on Barnes & Noble, Walmart.com, Target.com, and everywhere else books are available. The great news, guys, is you could go to BillyTheKid.com and grab an autographed copy. That is right. I'm going to mail you an autographed copy right now. Audiobook is also available on Audible and everywhere else audiobooks are available. So go listen to it. Go grab yourself an autographed copy. And I'll see you on the other side, baby. And now back to this great episode of the $1 Million Hustle podcast.
Man, I guess just part of the plan, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta keep going, you know what I'm saying? Like, all you're gonna do is waste time if you stop and quit. Like, just gotta find it in you, man. I know I be at the point sometimes I be like, man, I don't know if I keep going, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I do, man? I just take a step back. Like, the way I handle things, I just take a step back. I don't try not to put no stress on timing, nothing. Like, I just take a step back and I just go into my own space and, you know, I just go relax, get my mind right. And until I'm ready, that's when I go back, you know what I'm saying? I don't rush it. Cause I used to do that so much. Like, I'd be like, I gotta do this. Damn, I still ain't finished this. I got so much on play, and that shit just stress you out even more. And so now if I ever get to that point, I just get my mind right, figure out how to get my mind right. Your mind is everything. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even gonna lie, it used to be more like when I was younger, it used to be like, okay, I got my family. I'm doing it for them, I'm doing it this. And obviously, you know, you get older, you still want to do it, you know, for whoever you got in your life and shit. But then you go through so much, you go through even more in life, you know what I'm saying? You get older and it just get even more harder, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, I just be, for me right now, what works for me, I just step back, get my mind right, you know what I'm saying? Cause I feel like I done been through so much in this music business that's what I do. Like, to the point even where, like, you know, like I just said, it used to be my family, it used to be this that motivated me and kept me going. And, you know, but I feel like a lot of shit made me lose love for it. And now I just, you know, I just be knowing how to maneuver through certain stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And one thing that you keep mentioning is get my mind right. And I feel like, you know, if you want to be physically fit, healthy, like, you have to exercise, right? And so the mind is the same, like, and you have to exercise your mind. So since you're saying get your mind right, like, what are some like actual steps and things, like actions that you actually do to get your mind right?
Well, I say I ask myself questions, and you know, I ask myself questions like, this is what I do. It might be weird to others, but this is what I do. I ask myself questions like, what I need to do, what am I doing wrong? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Like, you know, and I get answers for myself, and from there, shit, if it's not that, I'm just on some shit, taking my time. But I'm chilling, laying down, reading a book, watching TV. Shit, just it ain't no time limit till I get my mind right. You know what I'm saying? And I just go back when it's time. To be honest.
And you mentioned you grab a book. What are some of the first? There's a couple questions I have with that. Like, the first one is what type of books do you read?
I like reading. I ain't even gonna cap. Don't get on me for this, but I don't know that I be forgetting the difference. I get them mixed up, but I don't know if it's biography or autobiography. The ones when it's about another person's life.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's biography, either one. But yeah, I like books like that, like reading about people's lives. You know what I'm saying? It motivates me a lot.
That's dope, bro. Because I feel like biographies, like, people have all these excuses, like, well, I can't do this or I can't do that, and it's as simple as, like, you know, libraries are free and they're full of people that have done anything you could think of is already that somebody has done it some way somehow, and you could just grab a book, read it for a couple hours, and you have a whole story that a whole history that they've all these lessons and stuff. So I love that you read biographies. What would you say, bro? The second part to that question, I have a book of the week on this podcast, and especially if it is something business related or just something that changed your life mindset wise and stuff, what's one book that you go back to, or that that something hit you when you read it?
Mm. I'll probably say I ain't read that book for it's been a long time, but one of the books that changed my life, it was a biography about I ain't gonna lie, I ain't the most book smart, but what's the dude who made Apple
Oh yeah,
who made
Jobs, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Yeah, I had a white book that I don't know what it was called, but it was his biography, and I just read it the way like he carried himself and the way he was so innovative and made things simpler. You know what I'm saying? Like just a genius, and I think that one just I was young when I read that one. I probably just got out of high school, and it just motivated me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't really just had like a tough life, but the way he just used to look at like how he used to come up with stuff, and he used to like hire the right, just breaking this stuff down, like just he just knew how to do everything. You know what I'm saying? But probably that book.
Mm. Yeah, he's definitely a legend. What would you say? So obviously you're in music and in the business and all that, but what's another business that you would that you're looking at, or maybe already doing, or just stuff like that? Investments. I know we were talking heavy earlier about just investments.
Yeah. Right now, I've been looking at some real estate. I've been thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Looking at some real estate. I'm gonna dive into that soon. And besides that, probably just be like signing artists, starting my own label. Uh, and that's it for right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Like my focus right now is more of my music because I really just became independent, and like the pandemic happened, I was trying to come independent at that point. Obviously, I couldn't drop no music, and the that stopped, and we finally got back outside, and I just had to kind of get back in the groove. So I'm back in the groove now, and I'm just I'm more worried about just dropping more music and doing what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I'm gonna start. Like I said, I've already been thinking about it. It's just no rush, but I am putting it in my mind. Like okay, it's gonna be the next move. What I do, I'm about to go real estate. About to go and let me see. I wanna do a label. Let me start. If I see an artist, it's in my mind. I say, oh, I like that artist. I might sign him. So it's in my mind. And usually once I put it in my mind, like it'll come.
Mm. When you
Yeah.
put it in your mind, it'll come. That's heavy. Can you dive in a little bit more, because I'm a big believer in that, bro. Like it all starts in the mind, man, first, and then it just comes. Like, can you dig a little more on that?
I mean, yeah, if you serious about it, like where I'm at, I'm serious about like, that's where I already been at though, to be honest, like in my life right now. Like I never not saying obviously I do love money and stuff, what it could do for me, but I ain't just growing up, I ain't no really care like about the money. Like even when I start getting the stardom, like I appreciate it. I love the journey, you know what I'm saying? Like and now I'm getting older, I'm like, okay, let me think a little bit more into business. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just already thinking like that. So I told you as we was talking today, like I wasn't even thinking about real estate. I just know that I had business on my mind though. And I told you that I got at least probably like 3, 4 people hit me up about just like real estate, including you, that we start talking, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that just, you putting it out there, that's the energy coming back. You know what I'm saying? Somebody hit me up in the DM like, yo, I want to show you blah blah, do this. I got a multi-million-dollar real estate company. I just fuck with you, Cap. I been fucking with you, bro, and I fuck with how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? And they want to show me how to, you know what I'm saying? Shit that people pay for. You know what I'm saying? That I ain't even asked for. You know what I'm saying? Then another homie who I probably did business with, and um, he made a lot of money off real estate, and he want to do business with me just cause how I carry myself too. Cause I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really like superficial. I just be me, you know. And like I said, it just came to me, you know. I put the energy out there, and now it's just more like I'm still not all the way in there, but I'm like, oh, maybe that's a sign I should start fucking with some real estate on the
Yeah,
side, you know.
it's so
Why
crazy.
one night it's coming to me, you know.
Well, it's so crazy because yeah, earlier when we were talking about it, like you did share that with me that you've had a couple other people come at you with this. So I'm a big believer that you do get what you put out there, and that's why you have to be careful with how you carry yourself and everything because all that comes back, man. And it's as simple as like what I tell my daughters, man. It's like you put good out there, you're gonna get good. You put bad, you get bad. And it sounds easy and simple, but it's the facts. So
It's like not even trying to like toot my own horn. Like I could probably like, God forbid, I could probably lose everything, lose it all, and like, man, just the way that like I get love from people, man, I could probably run it back up so fast just because how I just feel like I ain't never been the type to be on no bullshit, try to be too cool on a person. I just be myself, you know, and people rock with the genuineness coming from me, you know what I'm saying? So if I could lose it all, I feel like just based off me being me, not being just me being genuine, people I will run it back up just based off my relationship or people or new relationships. To be honest, they would come to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have a manager. I don't got, I do everything myself. I just got like an email booking, Instagram DM, and I go places. And I'm telling you, all this shit just come to me.
man, that's dope. And I do want to ask you this, just business wise, bro. Like somebody drops you off in a city and you have $100 and maybe a cell phone. Like what are you gonna do? Because you said you could like bring it back, and I truly believe that. Like you if you're a hustler and you got the game unlocked, like at the end of the day they could throw you anywhere in the middle of nowhere and you're gonna come out alive, right? Like you're gonna build it back up. And especially even with me, like with the construction company, I feel like I could go to any town, city, and I could make a construction company be successful. So what would you do? Somebody drops you off, like what's the first thing, what are some steps that you're taking?
I mean, I could go so many ways with it. Like me being Kap G, shit, I get dropped off. You got social media now, you know what I'm saying? Shit, dropping the location, not exactly where I'm at, but like, the city where I'm at. Yo, I'm out here, tap in, what y'all want to do? Get at me, promo, uh, versus what, you know what I'm saying? People gonna lock in, you know what I'm saying? I'm already gonna be up by 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. It depends what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? That's then shit, even me not being Kap G, shit. Um, I got a girl right now, but if I didn't, shit, I'm gonna find me a girl. I'm gonna find me a girl in that city, and I know how to get women. That's one thing I do know how to get. Like I know how to get women. I'm gonna find me one with, and I ain't gonna say I ain't that type of dude though. I love women, and I ain't never been the type of dude to go with a girl because she got this, she got that. You know what I'm saying? But if all else fails,
You're in there.
we in. I'm gonna find me one who got that. You know what I'm saying? Then shit, what else I do? You say I got $100, and then so as a regular person, $100, shit, probably find a plug, probably I don't know, it's just so much, you know what I'm saying? I gotta really be, in that moment, you know what I'm saying? But you can do a lot though for sure, man. Yeah.
I was just about to say, it sounds like you got different options. It's not just like one thing. You're like, shit, I'm getting it.
But yeah, for sure.
And I want to ask you this, being from Atlanta, bro, like who's your favorite Atlanta hip hop artist of all time?
Of all time. For me, it would probably be uh, like just growing up. I always fucked it with Tip. You know what I'm saying? For me, it'll probably be Tip. You got, I don't know, it just from albums. You know what I'm saying? Songs like that's who I always fucked it with. That would probably be all the time.
Hmm. And I do got a question for you. How would you describe happiness, bro? Like, what's happiness to you?
Uh, happiness is just where you at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because I probably could have described happiness different 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So for me, happiness right now, is just having a peace of mind, not stressing nothing, not tripping about nothing. If this don't happen, if that don't happen, just being able to appreciate life. Still got my mom, still have my dad, still have a lot of people alive around me, who I care about. Um, Being able, have funds, um, like to be in all honesty, cause I do have big I'm always, I don't know, no matter what level I reach, I always dream bigger. So, I'm not where I want to be, but I ain't that I'm still happy. I'm still very happy. It's nothing to be depressed about. Uh, it could always be worse. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to make it this far. You know what I'm saying? At my age, I know people left us middle school, elementary, high school, yesterday, last week. So you know what I'm saying? Like every day you here on earth is a blessing. You just we're gonna have those rainy days, but you gotta like just figure out for yourself, how to get through them, and then finally just cope with life, be straight, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Shit gonna happen, but you know what I'm saying? No matter what, as long as it ain't that, like I said, it ain't no death around me. It ain't motherfucker going to prison. As long as straight what you really complain about, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then at my age, like, it's like you shouldn't be doing no stupid shit where like, should have already learned from being younger. So you shouldn't be, taking no losses. And obviously, if you're taking losses with money, that's cool as long as you're doing it like, okay, you're investing in yourself or something like that. But you shouldn't be wasting money like shit that you been knew about, that you been doing. From if you're going to the club all the time, you spending it on the wrong thing, this, that, you don't know your money. It's just like, just depending where you at. So I just feel like I'm at that place, like, I done learned a lot. I learned from it, and I'm just happy where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? That's happiness for me.
And what do you think is? And I guess let me ask you this: like, instead, what's the advice, that the financial advice you would give anybody out there? Something that maybe you learned, because you mentioned losses. Like, I think you have to lose to win. That's just the thing, guys. Like, struggles to success, like for real. So what's your best piece of financial advice?
My best piece of financial advice, mm, shit, I just say shit. Definitely just use your money right. Use your money right. Especially to the younger people, man. Like that's what I really say to the younger people who like just starting to get some money. Man, I know like the money seem like it going even you know what I'm saying, you might never have money, you want to experience things, but also shit, put a fraction of that to the side and save it or go invest it in something. You know what I'm saying? Do something with it. Don't just, turn up, pop your shit and do all that, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, like I would have told my younger self, like women, they always gonna be there. It's just always gonna be there. Like you ain't really got to do that. I feel like when you come from nothing though, you come from the bottom and you finally get some money. It's what you want to do though. You know what I'm saying? It's that energy, but and I can't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to sound like no old head or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But still, you should just find a way to do something with some of that bread to the side for the youngest. Don't go just splurging it and what I'm saying. Do something. Think of a business plan. Try to buy you a crib, something with it, just something. You know what I'm saying? Cause you never know what's gonna happen. Never know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Rainy days will always
For
come.
real, you know what I'm saying? You never know.
And yeah, that's so it's that's crazy because yeah, like if you're listening, any youngsters, like make sure you stack up. Like when you hear stack up, it means save up, and you have to get rich first. And I feel like once you get rich, then you can become wealthy by using that money, that you became rich with. Like don't just let it sit there. So I love that, bro. That's nowadays, man, like people will have $300 and will go buy shoes with that, right? Like, and that's all they got. Like,
Their priorities wrong, right?
mm-hmm. uh, and so I asked you like the financial advice, but just life in general, bro. What's like the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten? Kind of like a heavy question, but
Piece of advice I ever gotten was probably for myself. Um, like I said, I'm the type. I talk to myself in my mind, like what I'm saying. I observe. I ain't really a big talk, but I observe a lot. So like, I think the biggest thing in my mind is advice I got was like leaving high school and just telling myself like, if I really want to become a rapper and really want to do this, just telling myself I really gotta work hard, I gotta work smart, I gotta be persistent, I gotta be consistent. I gotta do stuff that other people not willing to do. You know what I'm saying? Being that I don't have certain shit that other people might have, other people might have. I know I had to start them and stuff, but like I said, rap take money. You know what I'm saying? I knew I ain't had the investors. I ain't have this person behind me. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna spend a whole bunch of thousands of dollars, if not a million on, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, in order to be seen, I had to be undeniable, and I think me just noticing that was the best advice, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people do stuff and they say, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna make it to the NBA, go to the NFL, I'm gonna be a rapper. And it's cool, speaking into existence, but you gotta do more than just say that. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to, like, for instance, it's equivalent for me not being 6'8" in basketball, in the rap game, you know what I'm saying? Cause it sounds better if I just comparing the two. If I was saying like, I'm 6'8", I'm like, I want to go to the NBA. It's more believable. I don't really, not saying I don't have to work that hard, but I won't have to work as hard as somebody like 5'8", 5'11". You know what I'm saying? So I knew I was like that in the rap game. Like I was honest with myself. Like, you know what? Like I ain't got all this that everybody else got. So I have to work stupid hard. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the best advice I gave myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
if you weren't a professional artist, Kap G, like what would you be doing right now? What's something else that you see yourself doing it like if you weren't successful with the music?
Probably being like either like stylist or fashion designer or um. Besides that, I don't know, something easy. I ain't gonna lie, something easy, cause I can't really if I don't got a passion for it, I don't really want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm willing to work hard for something I have a passion for. But like if this would have failed, like I said, and I wasn't gonna be either the other stuff that I just said, like stylist, all that. I don't know. I would have just chose something easy that would have still got me some little paper. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know. I can't really. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really fake my energy with stuff. You know what I'm saying? I gotta really fuck with it.
I love that, bro, and it just made me think too. You mentioned earlier, like you observe a lot, and that's actually a thing. Like people that that talk the most, like you really like really just I would say family, friends, like business, like keep an eye out for people that talk a lot that they don't have nothing to show for. It's like asking marriage advice to somebody that got divorced, right? Like like you have to be careful with that. And so I love that you said that you observe. I think I was listening to a podcast the other day where they were just saying like there was a character in a movie, and I can't remember the movie, but long story short, the character barely talks in the movie, but you fall in love with that character because of his actions, because you're observing what he does, but he doesn't talk much. Anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. But and
Right.
what, one thing that like I would like to ask you, what is success to you? Like, what does success look like? Because for somebody, you might have looked successful when you first dropped, right? You might look successful now, or maybe 2 years ago. Like, what's the success look like to you?
For me, success is just for myself personally, it just keep whatever I want to accomplish in life, just keep, proving myself, just keep proving myself, not nobody else, you know what I'm saying? Cause I done did so much, I got so much success to others and even to other people who may not see my stuff as success. Like I've always been like a trendsetter, you know what I'm saying, with anything. So if they don't see it now, they'll see it later on. I ain't never gotta really get on here and say like I did this, I did that, because it'll come to the light eventually. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta say it because I am that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, success is just for myself. It's just proving myself. You know what I'm saying? All the time, basically, whatever I feel at the moment.
Mm. And I love too your answer just overall about just obviously with success, but then you also mentioned like passion is everything, and I so agree with that, man, because there's so many people doing something. The thing is, like, you're not a tree. Those of you who are listening, you could move. Like if you don't like what you're doing right now, like go find something that you're passionate about. And
I feel like even just going back to that with success, like it's a lot of people worried about the next person. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be worried about what is success to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't care what the other person thinks. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't care what that person thinks. Like, what do you think success is? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be the richest man in the world. You ain't got to, somebody's success might be just shit, having a good family. They got a cool house. They get to come home from work. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's success is different. So it's about what your success mean. You know what I mean? And everybody gets so caught up in comparing their lives to others. Why I ain't driving a Bentley? Why I ain't got that? You know what I'm saying? And I've been took my mind out of that, because it's easily to fall into that comparing yourself to people. Why I ain't what? You know what I'm saying? Nah, just be cool with how you are. You know what I'm saying? Whatever works for you. You know what I mean?
wow, yeah, that's so true, bro. Like the whole comparison thing. I feel like people do that over and over. In any business, like they see whatever's popping off for you, but they didn't see the 5-7 years you got in, right? Like
See that?
they're just seeing the shine, and it's easy to when you do the dark work, the light comes. Like I have this thing where I always say, like, just focus, and you're gonna make noise. Whatever business you're in, you're gonna make noise. All you gotta do is focus. But if you're focusing on making noise, if you're just sitting up here with all the noise, then that's when you're messing up. Because yeah, comparison, man, I feel like comparison is a big killer, man, and it leads to depression. Like I truly believe that. And I feel like also depression is just part of like not having something that you want to do in life, not having goals. Like if you have goals, matter of fact, that there's studies, bro, that show like people that retire, they have a bigger, like there's a chance that they could die in the next 5 to 10 years because they're retired, they're not doing nothing. Like it's just crazy. So but with that being said, also it was like a video I was watching that it was talking about how like the CIA kind of teaches you when you join that it like ambition comes from trauma, like so if you had some kind of trauma growing up when you were a kid, that you are more likely to have more ambition and want more and become successful. But also they also mentioned that it has to be the right amount of trauma. Like it can't be obviously no crazy stuff, right? Like as people go through.
I mean, I think that's true and that's false though, cause it just depends on the type of person. Some people, like I know some people, cause if that was the case, a lot of people be got there successful right
Yeah,
now.
that
Right?
is true.
Yeah, like a lot of people just that's what I'm saying. Like some people know how to use that and it get them motivation. They pain, and some people shit that shit really hurt them daily. You know what I'm saying? That shit kill them. That's why not kill them like what I'm saying literally, but it just killed them inside, and they can't. They can't overcome it. So I think that's true and false. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I
I
love
love
that.
that.
That's so true. That's I love that. There's always like the two sides, and I think you have to be open minded for those conversations. And my other question that I have for you, bro, is like, if there was like a 3-step formula to success, like what are the 3 steps, bro?
We'll be right back. Before we continue, go subscribe to Billy the Kid YouTube. That is Billy, DHAKID. Also, go follow Billy the Kid Music on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, and everywhere else music is available. And now, back to this great episode. Let's go.
Hopping out the two, though, we're number 2, foe. Feel like Kobe, though I'm winning, need to do more. My mama sorry, college wasn't for me. Street smart, no degree, just like Kobe. Self-made boss with a suit like a mogul. I'm the new era, you see it on my logo.
3-step formula to success. Alright, so number 1 would probably be first what you would have to do. Success. Alright, so if you know what you want, what you're trying to accomplish, I feel like 1 would be being consistent, being very consistent. Because a lot of people say they want to do this, they want this, and they go do it one day out the week, then do it another one day out the second week. Like you gotta do a lot of, consistency, repetition, just doing it from, I don't know, it depends what you're doing, but, just trying to put it all in your head every day, all day, like live, breathe that, consistency. That's 1. 2 would be probably just working smart about it. You gotta work smart, that goes like for me, I ask myself questions like what could I do? So like if I see a flaw in something, if I see I don't got this happening for me, like why don't I have that happen? Is it boom, okay, let me fix this, you gotta ask yourself. I ask myself questions. That's what I do, how I do it, you know what I'm saying? So that'd be second for me. And then probably just last for success. But don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared at all. If this is what you want to do, you gotta throw that shit away. That scariness, being scared, throw that shit away. You know what I'm saying? You gotta want that shit. You gotta do something that make you uncomfortable. You gotta do it. Like, if not, how you expect it to come to you? You know what I'm saying? How you expect to be successful? You gotta throw that shit away. You know what I'm saying? That shyness, scaredness. You just, yeah.
Man, that like it's crazy. One of the chapters on my book, bro, is called "What You Fear Is What You Need to Do Next." Like, and there's actually like psychology that shows that like jump on that. Whatever it is that's scaring you, just get on that. And you keep mentioning, bro, like ask yourself questions, and I would love to hear a little more about that because part of like what I do, like in the morning, certain mornings, is spending time with myself. And I got the wife, I got the girls at my crib and stuff, but I think it's very important because it's like they say, like, you can't pour out of an empty cup, for one. And then it's like that saying, right? Like, if you're in an airplane and it's gonna crash, you're supposed to put the mask on first so you could save the other people. So even if it's my kids, I'm not supposed to put the mask on them. I'm supposed to put it on myself first so that I could serve them after. And so I truly believe that you have to recharge yourself in order for you to do that. And I'm sure the star that you are, bro, I'm sure you're a star with the family. Like, obviously, like, you I'm sure you're the one to go to. So what would you say when you say ask questions? Like, what does that look like? Is it like something that you do every day in the mornings, or is it just like whenever it happens? Like, how does that look like?
I guess it just I don't know. I guess that just something I made up, like, to understand myself growing up. You know what I'm saying, with any situation, with anything, so I could stay on the right path. You know what I'm saying, so I won't do no dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying, so it could be any example from, if I just, I don't know, I had, but I just asked myself questions like, why did I lose that money? Why did, you know what I'm saying? Because I was drunk. I was drinking alcohol, and should I keep drinking alcohol? Like, it just can go, it could go deep, you know what I'm saying? I can't really just do it spot on, but, just asking questions, it just leads to son to son to son, and it usually gives me an answer. So I don't, a lot of people don't be having answers for that shit. They just, a lot of people not, like, I never really understood that, but we all different, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't understand why they do some shit like that. Even in relationships, even from a man to a girl don't understand why she like this. Like, I just always understood myself because I asked myself questions to get the answer, you know what I'm saying? If I'm tripping, if I'm doing good, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just, I really ain't put it all together yet, but, like, that's just something that I do that I ain't really, I just happen to say it on here, but it ain't like I'm trying to teach a philosophy, but that's just my philosophy, how I go for myself.
Honestly, bro, like, hats off to you, man, because that I wish, like, people would do that more often. Like, imagine if you do ask yourself, because even whenever, let's say you get into it with somebody, just as easy as that, and it could be family, friends, or just business wise, whatever. You always have to ask yourself, like, what did I do? What can I do better, right? And so I think the society would be a better world, man, if we all observe like that, the way that you do, and you ask yourself.
Yeah, you won't make, what I'm saying? It could be from, yeah, you might be mad as hell and somebody fucking with you, like, damn, what if I got damn, slap the shit out of the person? But then,
For real.
and then what if this motherfucker got a goddamn pistol in his pocket, though, and I ain't even got my shit on me, you know what I'm saying? You know what? I'ma just chill. It ain't even that serious. You know what? He ain't say too much. I could just walk away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what if he did have a pistol in pocket and you would have slapped the shit out of him, boom? You know how people get when you beat them up, like, you know what I'm saying? So it just stuff. It could go for some, like, it ain't really no laws, rules to my philosophy. It's just my shit so broad. Just ask questions to yourself to understand situations yourself. That's what I do. You know.
I love that, bro. And uh, I want to ask you, like, patience. Like, how do you practice patience? Because I'm sure you got some big goals in your head, and that you want to accomplish. Like, how do you practice patience? I asked you about happiness earlier, so it kind of goes along with that. Is how do you stay happy? Obviously, where you're at, but also knowing where you're going. I think that's the biggest killer right there. People, again, they want what you have, but they don't want to put the 10 years and so how do you practice patience?
I practice patience because I did it for a long time. Like, I probably started in ninth grade, you know what I'm saying? So that would be, I graduated 2012. That probably like 2009. And ever since 2009, I probably, like, even, I had stepping stones, but I still, like, I don't know, I ain't never really, like, felt like it was enough. Like signed 9, 10, 11, 12, got signed. That's 4 years. Boom. But every year I'd be like, man, when something gonna happen? Then I get signed. I feel like ain't nothing really happened from there. I had moments, but go to 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 9 years. That's when I had like my finally got my first big hit. So in between them 9 years, I went through it like just like damn, like when this gonna happen? When that? And I just continued to stay down. And I feel like I can honestly say, shit, all that time I probably really never really like took a break at all. I stayed like still doing it, like not stopping at all, wanting to quit but not quitting. So I have all that experience under my belt. So now I kind of just think of like I just think like, you know what, like I accomplished all this, and if I would have stopped then, that would never happen. So now I'd be like, shit, I done did all that. If I stop now, who knows where I'm gonna be in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now. I just gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because I already did it. I've already, it's facts. I did it already. You know what I'm saying? Something happened for me. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, and the reason why it happened, because I didn't stop and I continued to fight it, fight the urge of quitting, of coming up with new ideas of what I could do. It's like a puzzle piece. You know what I'm saying? It's like a long ass puzzle piece though, but you're trying to fit every puzzle piece in until you finally got the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? And it's done. So you just gotta keep going. Sometimes you never know how long it's gonna take, but thing is, you don't quit though. If this something you love to do, you don't quit. You know what I'm saying? And if it was easy, everybody would do it. You just keep going.
And it's so funny you mentioned quitting, bro. Like, I was watching a video too where they were just talking about that. Like, one sure way that you're not gonna make it is if you quit. But if you don't quit, you actually might make it. You actually might get to the like. So what's bigger, that might or just for sure you're not gonna get anywhere? So that's heavy right there, bro.
Yeah.
And as much as I hate to wrap it up, man, I know you gotta go take over the world, bro, and just keep doing your thing, bro. You're like killing it and repping for all of us, man. And I just it's something that I admire deeply. You mentioned earlier that, so I'm gonna ask you the last questions that I ask every guest. I asked you the $1 million hustle question, which was the 3 steps to success. And guys, like those steps right there, man, those were heavy. Those were some heavy ones. So make sure you guys write those down. Those of you who are listening. But you mentioned uncomfortable earlier, and I wrote the power of being uncomfortable. What was like one? Because your story is just that. It's like you got uncomfortable, and in every aspect, right? And you did it. So but what's one way that you feel like that was the moment where you did get uncomfortable and it paid off to this point?
Well, I did get uncomfortable. You said the moment, like, in any time in my life type shit. Um, uncomfortable. I think like probably just probably like when I graduated. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I don't really talk too much. Like I'm the guy, I always been like the guy in school. Like I was cool, popular, but I ain't the guy who like talking out loud all the time. I ain't just like I'm a little like too cool sometimes. Like I'm a little shy. You might, even to the point get a little nervous. Like if somebody found out I rap because like, damn, you so cool, you rap. Like I ain't even know. So I think the uncomfortableness was when I graduated. I made myself uncomfortable. Like I was like it's all or nothing. Like I can't be like that. I gotta like let it be known that this is what I do. I'm a rapper. Like I can't be shy. I can't be scared. I'm going to perform. If somebody want my CD. If I'm passing out my CD, if I'm doing this, I can't be shy. I can't be scared. And I had to become uncomfortable, and that I think that got me very far. It gave me a certain confidence about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to lose, and just made me fierce. You know what I'm saying? So I say that.
And If you were to look back at your younger self, bro, what would be the piece of advice? What would you tell yourself now looking back?
Looking back, I say I ain't gonna lie. I had a lot of I feel like I had a lot of older people in my ear, and I feel like I would listen all to myself. Cause really, you know what I'm saying. The youth is the future, and I feel like, I did my own thing, but I feel like sometimes I used to let, some of the old heads around me influence me too much with, with decisions I made, and yeah, I feel like I listen to myself 100%.
Mm-hmm. And if you were to write a book, bro, what would be like a theme and or title of that book?
Oh, goddamn, no, man. I don't even know, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. You can't ask me that, cause like with names, I was on the plane today trying to think of a name for me and my boy, Brick mixtape, and I ain't good at coming up with names. It take me like a minute. So I'd be here forever. I don't even know, to be honest. Yeah.
And so how do you handle that with music, bro? Because you have to like come up with like song titles all the time. Like, do those come natural or?
But the song titles, yeah, cause once you put the words on the song, you just think about like, okay, shit, what did I say the most, or what's the most catchiest part, or you want to be a little more creative, like, okay, what got something to do with this song? Call it that. Like, it's like the answer's already there, but I don't know. It's like when it comes to a title for a whole album that's representing songs, or a whole book that's representing chapters, like, I want it to be like spot on, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. That's why I said, like, I don't know. Yeah, I had about that one.
Man, yeah, love it. And then where can people find you, bro? What's your website and your at?
All social media, Instagram, Twitter, Threads. It's the new one, right? YouTube, all that at the
X.
Yeah, right. At the real Kap G, everything at the real Kap G. Listen, you can stream my music at Kap G. Type in Kap G. I'm on everything. Spotify, Apple Music. Just dropped the mixtape called Jorge. 18 songs on there. Got Lil Baby on there. Got RP Money Sign Sway. Got him on there. 03 Greedo. Yeah, and I think the rest probably so. Got Kyle Woods from Chicago out there. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's find me at.
Bro, and then I wanted to ask you this earlier, like what, because you work with a lot of like great names, bro, like some good names, but what's like one name that you would love to work with? And I would love to hear like one dead and then one alive.
All right, one dead will probably be either Selena or Tupac. Yeah, either Selena or Tupac. And alive will be Kanye West. Yeah.
Love it, man. Well, thank you so much, bro. This has been amazing, man. The whole point of this is to hopefully touch somebody that's going through it, that just know that you can do it, and you're just the example of that, bro. So thank you for taking your time, bro. I really appreciate it.
I love it. Let's get it.
And make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like, tag him, tag me, and we're gonna reshare it. Thank you for listening. Make sure you guys subscribe on anywhere that podcasts are available. I'll see you guys on the next one, baby. Vamonos.
Used to be broke, now it's time to eat. Can't even pay your phone bill, talk is cheap. I done leveled up, now I'm out of your reach. I'm still going, still ain't reached my peak.
Gucci chocolates on my feet. Used to be broke, now it's time to eat. Gucci chocolates on my feet. Take a seat, you can't compete. Gucci chocolates on my feet. Used to be broke, now it's time to eat. Gucci chocolates on my feet. Take a seat, you can't compete. A big F.A. Billy the Don. Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton. I own shit that I can't pronounce. Used to shop at the swap meet with allowance. It's simple, but it ain't easy. If not in my chocolates, then I got my Yeezy. Coming